In terms of mathematics and teaching mathematics, I think we should make a distinction between teaching and the learning. So the learning is where we need to focus. Mathematics for me is in, I guess mathematics in the classroom is in three bits. We've got the skills, we've got the application of those skills, and then we've got this thinking stuff. We tend not to focus on the thinking, and it's a mistake. We do need the skills, which are in a way easy to teach. We need the application, which is not so easy to teach. The thinking is probably impossible to teach. So you've got to facilitate it. So let me use an example from health, if you like. So when you're a parent and you have your son, or let's say it's a son, you then take that child to the clinic, and then the sister will weigh your son and measure the height, and then she will use a chart. So something like the chart I've got here. So if we look at the bottom of the chart, this is weight. And you can see that, well, there's not just one line, and it's age along here. You don't need to worry about the numbers, but age is here and your weight in kilograms is up here. So if I take a particular age, let's say age 5, then you can see that, as we would expect, your son, well, there are different weights for children age 5. You can see this kind of this range of weights, which are fine. That's normal. The heavier blue line in the middle is Mr. Average, and no one is average. So to have varying weights at a particular age is normal. But we don't tend to think about that in the classroom. So why don't we think that our cognitive development of our children will be different? So here is an idea of how it could work in learning. So very much like your weight chart, here is your kind of learning chart. So as you get older, here we've got age again, naturally your thinking gets more sophisticated. But there's still this massive spread. So here's age 10, and you can see there's still this spread here of cognitive development, if you like, of your thinking. Now, think back to the weight. If your child is a bit underweight, what do? You go and feed him up. So what we should be doing is a similar kind of intervention in our maths classroom. So this child here, who would naturally progress to here, ideally we need to feed him up a bit so we can bump him up. And in order to do that, we have to facilitate learning, which uses a lot of thinking. And the lessons that we are using from Michael Shea and his colleagues do exactly that. You can't just think in a vacuum. You have to have something to think about, and mathematics is the perfect vehicle to facilitate and help children in their thinking.
Now, I've got some pieces of plastic which we are going to think of as our pieces of wood. So which one I feel? Let me have my pieces of wood back.
Which one's bigger? Show us. That one's bigger. Okay.
What am I giving you now?
What are you getting there?
What are you getting?
10.
Very
Right.
good.
Yes,
Very good,
you're
thank
10.
you. And now what are these now?
Have a look, guys.
Twos.
These are the twos.
These are the twos. So there's some twos. Okay. And there's some twos.
Some of these, what do we call these? Fives. There's some fives.
There's some fives now.
Some fives.
Okay, now, just listen. Now, I want you to make, what's this called? 10. I want you to make a 10 in different ways using the pieces you've got. Okay? Now, you just see what you, and then you must show me.
You wrote some numbers to 10. So can you give me some examples of the numbers that you wrote that make 10? Give me an example of what you and your friend did.
2 and plus 1 and plus 2 more and plus 2 more. And this that's about.
Okay, so there was an example of a 1 and a 2 and a 5 and a 2.